Hey everyone, this is LIGHTSTAR, wishing you guys all a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year as well. That's right around the corner. And today I'm going to share my 2021 Oracle Consciousness reading for the first quarter of 2021. So I'm super excited because we've had a roller coaster ride of a 2020 year, and I want to see what's coming up for the first quarter of 2021. So hope you guys will join me for that so we can see what will unfold and what we can discover together about this exciting upcoming year. So as I always like to tell you guys, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab the popcorn, grab some snacks, whatever you want, and let's get into the Oracle Consciousness reading for the first quarter of 2021. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is LIGHTSTAR, and I want to wish you guys who are celebrating this time of year a very Merry Christmas. I love this time of year because everything's very sparkly. Those of you who know me, you know I really like sparkles. All things that glitter. So I just really like it just catches my eye, right? The fairy in me gets very distracted and mesmerized by all the glitter, but I like it. So I really want to wish you guys a very happy holidays. I hope you guys enjoy it, and also a very happy new year, which we are going to be talking about in a little bit. But first, I want to say hello and welcome to you guys to the channel. Those of you that are watching here on YouTube, give us a thumbs up here on the like button that's down there, and also you can subscribe to my channel. I call it just joining the tribe. YouTube calls it subscribe. So you can do that. Also, make sure and leave a comment, share the video. That all helps me out as well. And you can also, if you're watching this on BitChute or Brighteon, I'm also now on librarytv.tv. This is LBRY.tv, I believe. So I'm going to put the link below for that. That's a new one. I've expanded into that arena as well. And I believe that network also is combined with Odyssey network. So I'm also on there. So I'm just expanding my little, video type of work. And so those of you guys who want to check it out over there, that's great. If you're here on YouTube, make sure you hit the little notifications bell so that you get notified every time I come out with new stuff. And I also want to say thank you to those of you who are donating on my Patreon and also just PayPal. I have two different ways for you guys to donate at this time. And also I really appreciate anyone who would like to donate to my work. Please go on to my Patreon site, which will be also linked below, and make a donation there. I so appreciate it. It helps to keep me going on this, and also to doing some more work for you guys as well. So those are two ways you can help me out. I also want to share another important thing for you guys is that because, YouTube's had a lot of censorship, right? There's been a lot going on the platform this year. Last year at the end of the year was COPPA. Now it's like this whole thing with the elections. But basically, that's the whole reason why I expanded out into other platforms, just in case that does happen. Just make sure you go to my lightstarcreations.com website, and my contact page is where you'll see all the places I'm at. So make sure that you bookmark that in case for some reason I'm not here anymore. Or you can go to the other sites I mentioned. But one thing I want to say is that if anyone is looking to move to other platforms and are having trouble doing it themselves and they got a lot of videos, or please contact Matthew Raymer at Anomalist Design to help you. Okay, he helped me a tremendous amount, and his services are just unparalleled, I think, in what he does. But I really, really implore you guys all to check out his information is below. Also, he is really great person, and he is such a great resource. So if you need help, he does web design, he does consultations, social media replatforming, video content, assisting with all of that. So highly recommend him. So I really want to implore you guys to go check his information out. So yeah, so that's that, right? And also for you guys, I would like to also mention just a few things that I'm going to be coming out with, or that I already have right now. One thing is the 2021 calendar that I have out right now that is available on my website. And it's really great because it also has all the eclipse information in there. So if you're on a reference where the eclipses are, I put that in the calendar this time. It's got all my great artwork. So let's just take a minute and have you guys check out the video on that so you can see a little bit about what the calendar looks like. Let's take a look. Hey everybody, this is Lightstar, and I'm super excited to share with you today and introduce my 2021 Dimensions 8 wall calendar that is now available in 2 sizes, full color, and very exciting is that I have added something new, which is the lunar phases and the eclipses in the calendar. I had some requests for this in the past, and I have listened and found a way to do this for you all. So I've created my own little icons. As you can see, I'm just showing you all 12 months really quickly here so you can just get an idea, and you can go onto my website and see these more up close and personal. But I have included these little lunar calendar little icons, and the eclipses are in here. And I've also included all 7 of my healing codes are in this calendar, as well as some of the newer images that I've had over the course of this year as well. So the cool thing about this too is that I've expanded this so you can see the full image. As in the past, I had some of them were blown up a little bit or enlarged, but now you can actually see the full image. And I'm really excited. I even took it down onto the calendar section page. You can see it's faded a little bit. There's a little bit of slight color behind it. And this is really, really cool because this calendar has really nice paper too. It's very thick. It's very, very sturdy. It also has a little hole at the top that you can put easily on the wall. So it's just an all-around great calendar. Again, it comes in 2 different sizes, so you can choose. So if you go onto my website at lightstarcreations.com, you'll be able to see the calendar, purchase it, and enjoy it all year long. So awesome stuff, right? So you're definitely going to want to get that calendar if you're wanting one on your wall to remind you of the important stuff that comes up every month with an energetic vibrational frequency booster every month for my artwork that's on that calendar. So very cool there. So I also wanted to share a couple things I'm going to be doing next year. One of them is very beginning of the year, I'm launching something new, and it is going to be some vision quests and music. Some of you guys that are familiar with my 444 music activation, which I have and is available for anyone who hasn't gotten it yet. It's amazing. But I'm going to be expanding into some new stuff. So that's coming out at the beginning of the year. So pay attention for that. And I also have something else up my sleeve, which is giving you a little bit of a hint, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But that's coming next year. And for those of you who have been hearing me talk about my Oracle deck that is coming, my second Oracle deck, that will be coming out in not until 2022, but I finished all the content, all the artwork that I submitted to my publisher, and that part of it has been completed, and that was a huge thing I was trying to complete by the end of this year. So thanks you guys for hanging in there with me. I know it's a long wait time, but it's really, really gonna be amazing. And I'm going to share some little snippets about that probably at the beginning of the year, because I do have one that I've made for myself that's just like, you know, so that I can send it for copyrights. But I might show you guys a little bit just so you can see. I don't know, we'll see. But at least I'll talk about it a little bit just to tell you, give you guys a little bit more input. But it's really phenomenal. I'm just excited. Anyway, so that's kind of what's coming. And so let's now get into the content of what we're going to talk about today. Okay, guys, so let's get right into the reading, except I'm going to look at 2020, the fourth quarter that we just are in right now, wrapping up. I always like to look at this last period of time and see what we're supposed to be extracting, what we're supposed to be learning from this. So I picked a couple cards here that are telling me about 2020 fourth quarter and what we were learning or extracting here. First card that I got was Crown Portal, number 8, Divinity, Unity, and Separation. And I'm going to say emphasis on the separation word in this, because I'm looking at this almost like, I don't have these cards that I don't read necessarily upside down, but if I were, I would say this was kind of in the reverse position, or the challenge position, because we were looking at so much separation, right? I mean, we've had so many things going on in this quarter, but definitely ones that have been divisive in our world, and especially here in the United States, because we're obviously dealing with a lot with this election, but it's affecting everything, and everywhere is affected. Not to say that, you know, oh, the United States is greater than any other country. It's not that at all. It's just a matter of the energy. If I'm looking at that current, the energetics of it underneath it, it's rippling out to everywhere. And everyone else has their own issues too, so it's just compounded. But I feel like we've been going through a lot this quarter, divisiveness, separation, and not really in unity consciousness, okay? So let's just face that. But I also picked another card to see like what was happening there, and this card is number 4, Breakthrough, and it is Leap of Faith, Freedom, and New Beginnings. Well, I would say that we're also looking at that freedom word that's popping out at me, that is talking about that we have been in this sort of fight for freedom, okay? Whatever, I'm not going to go into all the politics because I really don't like any of that stuff. The politics, nobody really knows what's going on half the time, and it's just very chaotic and messy. But I do feel like that word freedom is what we are all about. Okay, so it feels like the energy of freedom, not just in the United States, but then pervading to all of us, like about how do we be free? What does freedom look like? What is it supposed to look like, right? And so I think the energies of this also, for me, also feel like having patience. And I feel like we've been trying to break through, and things have just been a little stuck. It feels like a little bit like you're moving forward and then you just get pushed back, and then you move forward and then you get pushed back. And that's the energetics of what's going on, and we're all feeling it, okay, everywhere. So I feel like having to have a lot of patience for this fourth quarter. And as we shift into the 2021 first quarter, okay, we're going to be seeing a lot of change and transition in this year. No way around that. And for those of you guys that want to look, review my last video that Hilarion, Ascended Master Hilarion, channeled the transition from fear to empowerment, and all of what he had said about this transition year. But there's something that really stuck out at me, and it really keeps popping to the surface about something that was channeled in that message that came through from him. And it was something that gave me chills. So I wanted to read that sentence again because I felt it was very important. And I feel somebody else also commented on that and also picked that up and sent me a message about it, because they were also feeling this kind of energy. And it was just like chills, okay? So let me just read this to you. In this decisive year, the warriors of truth on your planet will be prompted to step up to the plate front and center. The warriors of light, fuel them with power and inspiration, while the warriors of love encircle them all with divine support and healing. Only then does the secret trinity come alive, that all things are made possible in unity, honor, and brilliance. And I think that's just very profound. I get chills when I hear that, because it reminds us all about what is truth about all of us, that we have the ability to step up, to be ourselves, and to be in that warriors of truth, light, and love, because we all have different flavors. It's like different ice cream flavors, it's not all the same. Not all of us are supposed to be doing the same thing either. And I feel like we will get a chance to exemplify our different flavor next year in that way. That's my interpretation of that. But I really, really like what he said. So I wanted to share that again. And so as we look at 2021, I'm going to show a couple cards here that I picked, and this is how we're going to break this down. Okay, so the very, very beginning part of first quarter of 2021 is one card. And then second card will be like the middle part of it. And then the third part is like the end part of it. So it's kind of like an Oreo cookie, right? Sandwiched in all in order in layers, but energetically speaking. So as my Magical Dimensions deck that I'm using to do this reading, and literally I just go by, this is kind of a free-form reading where I'm just intuitively picking here. But that's just what I was guided to look at it, so we break it down. Now the first card, so this was the beginning part, one layer of the cracker on the Oreo cookie, right? In the very beginning is attachment. Number 2, accumulation, defensiveness, and scarcity. I feel like I've gotten this card in different Oracle readings that I've done here, for Oracle Consciousness readings a lot, and this card comes up. And no wonder, because being on this dense environment here in the 3D realm, we tend to get attached to things. We tend to hold on to things, and we tend to hoard things even, instead of, especially this year, it felt like, I know we're going into next year in the beginning, but I also want to just reference, it was kind of like the toilet paper hoarding that was going on in 2020, or, paper towels or whatever it was, but toilet paper seemed to be the thing. But it definitely feels like this kind of energy that still feels like it's there in the first beginning, because everyone, I think, is still like feeling like they have to, hold on to stuff, and they can't, it's like not enough, abundance energy, or, everything will be okay, or you'll be supported. It feels like, no, I got to hold on to everything because I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what I can release or let go of, because what will happen if I do. So I feel like this energy is really at the forefront in the beginning. It's not a light and fluffy card. I'm just going to say, it doesn't mean it's all horrible. It just means that, next year is going to be a lot of change. And there's going to be things that we're having to move out, and release. But in the beginning, it's just showing the energies of still holding on. Okay, so that's what I feel is coming up there. The second part of the first quarter, basically, that the filling part of it, of the Oreo cookie, is emotional freedom. And this is number 12, and this is vulnerability, flowing, and rebalancing. Now with this card, it's a very emotional card, and I feel like that's actually, it's kind of, it's funny, it's actually very indicative of that Oreo cookie, because the filling is more of that sort of fluid, it's not fluid, but it's like this softer kind of energies. Well, this is also the emotional energy that brings in some softness to the harshness that I just talked about, of the holding on, the sort of rigidity, not letting go, and just hoarding, and just not having that free-flowing river. Now we get into the movement of some of this releasing. I feel like we're also going to have to release our mentality. It's not just about physical things. This is our mental state. We're going to have to do some shifting and changing of our mental thoughts, and releasing some old patterns of old ways. And that stands for the government all the way down into your individual life. It's just all across the board. There's been a lot of confusion, obviously, about what's going to happen. So I feel like emotions will be coming up to the surface as well. And I feel like it's okay to be emotional, but you may be releasing grief and sorrow. And those of you that are very, very intuitive and empathic, all my intuitive empaths out there, you guys are going to be feeling a lot of stuff. Okay, so even next year is going to be extremely important, as well as this year was. You know, same thing with next year. Intuitive empaths are going to really have to take care of themselves, because you're going to be feeling the weight of the world and all of the difficulty and challenge and pain that has been associated with it. And also the positive stuff too, but yet it feels like that's what we're going to be processing a lot of the energies and emotions. So be very mindful of that, mindful in your thoughts to contain your emotions to a place where you can manage them. Doesn't mean stuff them or get rid of them. It just means being able to understand that there's an ebb and flow coming, and to release some of that if it needs to go, whatever needs to go. And then we come to the last part of the first quarter, which is the other layer of the Oreo cookie, and that is trust. 42. And this is overwhelming. Yeah, overwhelming. Overcoming doubts, insecurities, and patience. Okay, so we're going to need to have that. There's that word patience again. Where did we see that? I just talked about that from the end of the 2020, the fourth quarter here that we're in right now, is we've had to have patience, but we're also going to have patience next year, because even more so, and also to trust that everything is going according to, if we are in our alignment and we are riding these kind of waves, you know, and being in our emotional balance, taking care of ourselves, listening to spirit and your own intuitive self, your higher self, your own intuition, trusting that where you are led next year, where you are led to go, to be, to do, to create, to engage with, whatever it might be, that you are in alignment with where you're supposed to be. Okay, I think Hilarion also talked about moving a lot, where people are geographically changing, you know, either jobs or locations or places like that. Things are going to be shifting and changing in your personal life, as well as we see it happening on the outside. But be very in your alignment with when you get guided to go somewhere, do something, or to trust to know that doing something different than what you did prior might be in order as well. So we're going to see a lot of people transition and change with what they've been doing. I'm going to be one of those people. I'm already changing to some new things next year. And not like I'm throwing everything away, though. I'm still going to be doing this, but I am going to be doing branching out, stepping out into new arenas. And I think all of you guys that are in the energy here of movement and change will be doing the same in different ways. I mean, it's just a matter of look at how the downtime that has been happening for 2020, when everyone had a chance to review what they've been doing. Things aren't working anymore. They don't have their job anymore. The job went away. Things are, you know, now you're having to look at doing something else, or whatever the case might be. But these are energies that are shifting. And so we're going to have to trust and hold on to that trust in knowing that we are going to, you know, have to have a lot of courage and strength to get us through, but that we will also be able to trust ourselves much better. And so that's kind of the Oreo cookie of first quarter 2021. And I also wanted to ask, what energies are we going to be having that will help us, in other words? Okay, so I'm picking a couple cards here that are for the purpose of just helpful assistance. Okay, we all need a little help, right? So what is there to help us? And first card I get is Reflective Truth, which is number 31, Identity, Self-Love, and Acceptance. Well, I also feel like this card is telling us that we need to face reality. That's what I'm intuitively getting with this, is that we need to face some realities that have been difficult and challenging, but yet if we look at them in the mirror for what they are, this is like you facing yourself in the mirror And it's like our consciousness is looking at itself in the mirror. Like, what have we been doing? What have we been up to? What are we looking at in this reality? Okay, I know everyone's reality is slightly different and all that and the perspectives, but I think overall we're looking at needing to look at some face realities, okay? So some truths, okay? This also goes along with truth, okay? So looking at the truth, some of the things that have come out, disclosure stuff, and really looking at it, not putting your head in the sand and just like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to really see that. Like now it's like, I think that, and that's going to be helpful for us to uncover those things that we don't want to look at, but that once we do look at them, things become much more clear, okay? So that's kind of the idea here. And also I feel we'll be getting some assistance. I feel like we're also going to be getting some help and assistance with healing a lot next year. There's going to be a lot of people that need healing. We all need healing, I know, all the time. But because of this year, and I feel like it's almost like post-traumatic stress, you know, kind of stuff that I feel is going to be in full effect next year. Because there's still going to be quite a bit of change. Even in the channeled message was all the way through 2023, I think it was, that he was mentioning this time period. You know, there's going to be something you got to be very aware and conscious of yourself. And then I feel you're going to be getting these Jedi trainings that we always talk about here. I always talk about Jedi training. I have them in my dream time. Oh boy, did I have one last night, just even last night. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm not one for doing like massive battling in my dreams, but I will tell you there was some things coming in and I was having to step up, big time in my dream, where I really had to literally battle and take some dark energies down to the floor. Okay, like, so I was doing some serious warrior-essing last night in my dream time. So I feel like we're going to be getting assistance, but we're all going to have to, you know, step up. That's what he's talking about too. This whole warrior, which warrior are you? You know, and maybe you switch. Maybe you're one, you know, warrior of truth from one day and then you switch. But generally we all kind of fit into one of those alignments of warrior of truth, warrior of light, warrior of love. And one of those we kind of resonate with more than the other. And that's what the one we're going to be doing. But then also we sometimes, you know, step into the, like, I don't consider myself as mostly the warrior of truth or, you know, like I am, but like I resonate with one of the other two. But then there's sometimes where I'm standing there in my dream time having to be the warrior-us, you know, like of Archangel Michael, you know, standing there and battling. Well, so we all have that. We all have different roles that we're playing at different times. But the point is that I feel we're going to be getting some assistance with us, but we are going to be tested to see how we are going to deal with situations that are difficult. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. So I believe that we have accomplished going through the 2021 first quarter Oracle Consciousness reading. So I want to thank you guys for just all the work that you've done so far and that you will do in the year, because I know into next year, because of the changes and shifting and everything, there will be uncertainty and there will be times that you aren't quite clear what you're doing. But just remember, in this reading anyways, for the first quarter, is don't hold on to stuff. Release and let go when you need to. Allow yourself and to be in your emotions when you need to be, and to understand that some things you're going to have to let go of, and it's okay to really release and let go of, and that you trust in the process. Trust in the process, and trust in yourself, and trust in God, whatever, creator, light, whatever you want to call that higher power, to trust and know and stay in your faith, okay? So that's kind of the overview here. I feel that there's a lot of things that are going to happen, a lot of good things that are going to be coming from this, but we are going to have to hunker down and just, you know, be in our power, be in our alignment, and be in our conscious, beautiful, brilliant soul selves. Okay? Because that's who we are. We are the spark of creator. We are a spark of the creator. We are the spark of light of that. And so we have to remember this, remember who we are, and remember the power that we do have to affect change in ourselves and in our surrounding and in our environment. Those of you that don't think that you're going to be able to make any changes or do any changes, or it's too difficult, whatever it might be, know that you hold the space. If you hold space and support for everybody that is going through stuff, or that is challenged, or is going through these hard times, you hold the space for them, that is doing something. So don't feel like you're not doing anything. Prayer energy is holding space. Just being in that pillar, that template of light, is doing so much more than you can even imagine. Okay? So with that said, I am going to close. I'm going to be having some new things coming out. But for now, if you want to go to my website at lightstarcreations.com, and you'll see all of my artwork there is for sale. All of my private sessions, if you'd like to work with me more, or I have, what do I have? So many different things on there. My Oracle deck, my Magical Dimensions Oracle deck, and you'll also be able to get my music activations. Right now you can get the 444 music activations, but be on the lookout for the very beginning of the year when I will be launching my new, it's going to be called Transcension 2222, basically a little sneak peek. And this is going to be vision quests and my music that I have created. And each track is 22 minutes, 22 seconds long, or 22 minutes, 22 seconds. And it's just going to be amazing. You guys are going to just love it. So get ready for that. That's coming. And so I think that's pretty much it. Again, thank you guys all for everything, for sticking out, sticking with the energies and being in your center. And I will be back with some new content very soon next year. You can be sure of that. So stay tuned. And I will see you guys real soon. But right now I send love from my heart, and also love from the galactics, the elementals, and the angelics. We all send our love, and we look forward to the exciting adventure of 2021. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.